Hello, Ashutosh. Good evening.
Hi, good evening, Mahashina. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's my privilege and an honor to have you here. And I can say that
Thank you.
one of my dreams has come true today. That I wanted
Oh,
to.
thank you.
It's been long time. I know that you don't
Hmm.
know about me, but I know you more than 2.5 years when I started my journey of learning this language in
Hmm.
2022. So
Oh, that's great. Hmm.
I have watched your several videos, I can say, because when I started my journey of learning English, I would watch conversational videos on Clappingo. Then I watched
Hmm.
your videos with tutors, then other co-learners, other like when you uploaded your video. Then I started watching your videos and I noticed that how you have improved. And I can say that now you are a renowned person on YouTube and eloquent speaker. I can say that I don't have words. I can't finish it. If
Thank you. Yeah, it means a lot, but I don't really feel that I'm just renowned or someone the people know. Yes, but I'm trying to improve myself. It's been around 4.5 years, but I'm still working on myself. I'm trying to improve myself, boost my confidence, because this is a lifelong learning journey. And I believe in practice. Practice makes progress. All the time, we should try to find some areas where we can work on and become better. Of course, I need to work on a lot of things, and there is a long way to go.
makes sense. Yeah, I do agree. Thank you so much for accepting my request and giving me this valuable time.
Yeah, pleasure mine. Okay, so as I'm joining you for the first time, I would love to introduce myself for the sake of viewers. I think you might know me by because you have been watching my videos, but for the viewers, I would love to introduce myself in front of you. So my name is Ashutosh Trivedi. I hail from Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh. About my education, I have completed my master's degree, that is Masters of Arts in English Literature. And about my profession, I run a YouTube channel that focuses on spoken English conversations mainly. And apart from this, I conduct online one on one sessions for my students. I help them to speak better English. When it comes to my hobbies, I like singing, photography, playing cricket, and speaking to people as much as I can. So that's all about me. Thank you.
That's wonderful. I can say that. Yeah, I know all about you, but it's good that my viewers they will get to know about you. I think most of the viewers they know about you, but still,
Yeah,
yeah,
but still, I like introducing myself because this is something when you introduce yourself, you become more confident. And because introduction, when you give more and more times, you become really comfortable introducing yourself, right?
true. Right. So I prepared some questions. I think I have
Mm-hmm.
written 10 to 11 questions. I know that it would not be possible to complete all the questions, and it was not ending. I was getting more questions that I want to know from you. There are so many things, but it's okay. Let's see that how many questions I can complete today's session. Later on, we can again meet if you have the time,
Sure.
definitely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, first question I want to ask you for the beginners that four
Mm-hmm.
guidelines to improve English for beginners. We know that listening, speaking, reading, and writing these are the four skills we need to follow if
Mm-hmm.
we want to become fluent or good speakers. But I want you to clarify it, or if you have any specific four guidelines you want to share with beginners, I would like to know.
Yeah, so the first and most important thing what I say to everyone that is listening to the language. As if I'll take an example, when I was a child, I started listening to Hindi language, right? So listening is very important, the first thing to get the language. But what we do, we study English, we of course read English, we write English, we understand English, but we did not listen to a lot of English content. So what is very important for us to listen to English content to get the tone or just the words, right pronunciation of the language. And then what I say second, I say watch. Why watching? Because if you want to become a wonderful speaker, you need to learn non-verbal communication skills, your facial expressions, your body movement, your hand gestures. So that is very important because what happens, I have seen some people, they are able to speak, but they do not know that how to react and how to present themselves. When you watch videos of good speakers like Priyanka Chopra or Sadhguru or Jay Shetty, Ranveer Alavadia, many more podcast hosts. So if you will watch them, you will understand that how to react, how to respond, how to ask questions, and how to give facial expressions while answering those questions. So then watch. And third, I say try to just speak as much as you can, because speaking is really important, and speaking comes from speaking. Don't care about the mistakes. If you are a beginner, start speaking broken English. Try to start with a 50-50, maybe 50% your language, Bengali, and then Hindi, the English, 50% Hindi and 50% English, because it's very difficult to speak 100% English from the first day onwards. But try to speak maybe the two sentences of English and then one sentence of your own language, that you can do it generally. But later on, try to reduce your own language and speak 100% English. Try to do it. Make mistakes, no problem. In the beginning, you have to develop fluency and you have to boost your confidence. Later on, you can improve your mistakes and you can work on it. So listen, watch, and speak. The fourth point, I would say, it is all about the grammar. You should identify your level of grammar, that you should understand that what level you are in. If you do not know anything about the grammar, just go through the few topics like tenses, modal verbs, right, and part of speech. You should understand the construction of the sentence, that how it works. You do not have to go very deep into it to just become master of the grammar, but at least you should have an idea about it. When I started my spoken English journey, I had basic idea about the grammar. So I did not go very deep into the grammar, and I started speaking English from the first day onwards. I was a good student of English subject, but I was not at all good in speaking English because I did not try at my school or university. So these are the four things which you can work on. Like first, listen to the language as much as you can. Second, watch due
Mhm.
to the non-verbal communication skills to learn that. And third, to speak for your mouth muscles, because it is a kind of gym for your tongue and your mouth muscles, because we are really comfortable in speaking our own language, but we are not aware of the tone and the pitch and the sounds of the English language. So when we will speak, it will take time. Sometimes you'll get pain also, because your just tongue is fit to you according to your own language. Okay, so just
Mhm.
listen, watch, and speak, and then focus on a grammar a little bit. Try to understand that how it works, mechanism of the language.
Okay, that's great. And that is the thing I have realized, that when I learn any new vocabulary and the pronunciation is quite difficult, then when I try to pronounce at the beginning, I find it difficult to pronounce. Then what I do, I pronounce it loudly with myself only. I practice that. And after that, slowly and gradually, it becomes comfortable. So that because of the
Exactly.
exercise, jaw muscle, like that.
Yes, many people learn vocabulary by dictionary, but when you are reading dictionaries and you are mugging up those words, you're not aware of the pronunciation of those words. I have seen many people, they use a lot of difficult words, but pronunciation is quite terrible, so you will not be able to understand that what are they trying to say. Okay, so it's very important to learn words by listening to it and do practice with the Google. Nowadays Google Assistant is there, so if you were to speak, you can do practice for 5 times, then people will be able to understand it. Otherwise, if you are not able to pronounce those words correctly, use some simple and common words rather than using fancy words but incorrectly.
True, true. Yes, yes. That is the thing I have observed and realized. Okay. So when I was watching your videos earlier, you mentioned that grammar is not my cup of tea. So I don't
Mhm.
teach grammar. But today you have mentioned that if someone doesn't know, or if someone is a completely beginner, the person doesn't know the English, while guiding them, do you teach them grammar as well?
I don't teach grammar directly, or I do not start with the lessons. What happens when I speak, when they give some answers, and if they make some particular mistakes with particular tenses, then I help them, or I suggest them some topics, or I suggest them some videos to watch, or I give them a little bit, of course, brief about it, that what is the, like, how it works and what we have to use. If they are making those mistakes again and again, again and again, then I tell them that how just you can make sentences with the past indefinite, present indefinite. but I do not focus a lot on it. That is not my, of course, I don't consider myself as a grammar teacher, and I did not study a grammar a lot, so I'm not very perfect in it. But I can give them a basic idea that how you can
Mm.
correct your sentences. Okay, and this is not all about grammar. Many people know grammar, but then also they are making mistakes because there is a lack of practice. It is all about practice. Even though sometimes you have right sentences in your head, but when you will speak they will come out incorrectly, right?
Yeah.
Because that is the fear of speaking, fear of judgment. You are thinking a lot in your head, is this correct, is this not correct? All these things are there. So that's how I just, and sometimes I help them, or just, I make them watch some videos related to part of speech, or maybe any small video related to the tenses, so that they can understand about those concepts.
That's true. That's true. Okay, so my next question is that how to be consistent, because there are so many people they want to learn this language, but they say that I am not able to be consistent. Sometimes I feel motivated, sometimes I don't feel. So, what would be your suggestion to those people?
Yeah, it's a very common phenomena. It happens with everyone. Even though I feel sometimes down and sometimes up, and sometimes I feel like, how can I be consistent on YouTube? Sometimes I break the consistency, and sometimes I'm doing it a lot. But if you want to learn spoken English, first you should ask the question that why are you learning it? If your why is so powerful and why is so strong, then you can be consistent. If you think like, oh, okay, I can learn it, and you don't have any strong reason behind learning English, you will take it cheaply. But if you think you are getting rejections due to your English, you cannot work anywhere due to your spoken English, or maybe you want to create a great environment for your kids at home. So if you have a strong reason, then sure you can be consistent. But sometimes it is difficult. At that time, you cannot, if you're not able to give 1 or 2 hours, at least give 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Consistency is not all about like if you're giving 2 hours every day, so you have to give 2 hours, because sometimes it is not practical. It is possible, but it is not practical. That, let's suppose if you went to your sister's house, and is
Mhm.
there is any marriage party, so it is very difficult to give 2 hours for a spoken English at that time. But at that time, just come out of the house, speak English for 10 minutes, and then be engaged in your work. So at least you have reminded your mind, that just, to your mind, you gave the reminder to your mind that you spoke English. Otherwise your mind, because this is a new language, so every day you
Mhm.
have to practice. That's how the mind will become habitual to understand that new language. Okay, so but I tried my level best to the consistent for 90 to 95%. Always I used to motivate myself by watching videos or by talking to my friends. I would discuss the same thing. They would say, no man, if you are feeling bored from speaking, try to read English. If you are feeling bored from reading, try to write English. So means be engaged with the language, try to be engaged with the language. That's what the thing is. So that's how I did. But you need to motivate yourself and ask the same question, that why did you start? Where
Mhm.
do you want to go? What is your goal? If you will become better in English, what are the benefits you are going to get in your future? So if your why is strong and the reasons behind learning English is strong, for sure you will be able to make consistency. Otherwise, if you are taking it so cheaply and you think like it's okay, even though if I do not learn English nothing is going to happen, then you will not be able to consistent, for sure.
Yeah, if it is not our priority, then we can't be consistent. That's true. And
Exactly.
one, as you have well mentioned, that when you do something regularly, one thing sometimes it becomes monotonous. Then we can
Mhm.
switch to something else. For example, read or talk to yourself, do something different so that you can get motivated to be consistent. Yeah.
Yes, and sometimes you can take a break also. That's completely okay. For 2 days or one day, you can take a break. That is not going to hamper your consistency. It's fine if you are taking a break for 2 days, you are enjoying, and then come back and again do practice. What I used to do, sometimes if I was not able to do practice, then I would give my 200% next day. If I just, if I have to do practice 1 hour today, but I did not get time throughout the day to do practice, tomorrow I will do 2 hours. Okay,
Okay. To complete
to
that.
complete the quota. Yes.
Yeah, and because it happens that even it happens to me, if someday I'm not able to practice, I feel miserable. So I try to fulfill that next time that I have to complete it anyhow.
Yeah, you can compensate by putting 200% next day.
Mm-hmm. Okay, my another question is that there are so many people who are good speaker, they can talk to people fluently, but somehow they are not that much confident. They feel hesitant to talk to mostly those people who are good at English. So how to develop the confidence?
Confidence comes from practice, by facing people, by speaking with more and more people. As I have completed around more than 20,000 conversations. So I learned English by speaking to people as much as I can. I have done conversations on Clappingo, English Shari, Ace Fluency, Inktalki, many more platforms, and with my subscribers, with my friends. So that's how I'm able to develop confidence, even though right now also there are many things to learn. So it is only the practice which is making me better. I was not the same like I am right now the 4 years ago. I was completely different, right? I used to think like, where am I looking? My eyes are in the right position or not? How am I looking right now? Or something like that. So I used to get all these things in my head. But right now I do not care all those things a lot, but I care about the content which I'm speaking and what I'm talking about, right? So that happens by practice. Even though you can take an example, once you learn the bicycle, it's very difficult to focus on handle at the same time at the pedal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So but once you become comfortable, you do not look at it. Take the another example of keyboard. Once we learn that how to type, in the beginning we have to look at it, where is S, where is A, where is B. But once you become like, you do a lot of practice, you don't have to look at the keyboard, you have to look at the screen, that what are you writing. Okay. So and third example you can take of the, maybe when you are riding a maybe motorcycle or a scooter. So it's very difficult to maintain the same speed. Sometimes it goes to 20 or sometimes it goes to 60. So you're not able to maintain the same speed like a 40. But once you do it for a long time, even though it becomes easier for you in a crowd also to go with the same speed, it will not go very down, it will not go very fast. So that is the matter of practice only. The more you speak with people, the more you face people offline, online, virtually, then you can become comfortable. Yes, sometimes people think like by doing audio calls only they can be very comfortable talking to people in front of them. No, for that you need to face people, you need to talk to people offline, because offline fear is different. Right now maybe I'm feeling comfortable talking to you, but if I get somebody in front of me who is a leader or who is a good official, even though I would be afraid of speaking to him. So for that we need to create such kind of situations where we can present ourselves in front
Mm-hmm.
of the people offline as well.
Mm-hmm. So the main thing is that to remove the fear, we have to face the fear. Then only we can remove the fear, right?
Exactly. We have to face the fear and we have to face the good speakers, people all the time. We try to do the video conversations and try to meet in person, talk to them in front, because I know I can talk very well on online basis, but I have also just faced that fear when I go, even though till now when I go and talk to someone, I feel I just get that fear. I'm not able to think about it, that what can I speak and how should I start and how should I approach and what should I talk. All these things are there.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. My next question is that do you maintain the routine to practice or making videos? Do you have any kind of schedule to make videos that this time only, every day I'm going to make videos? This is time for my reading, this time for my writing and giving classes. Do you have this kind of routine and do you follow it?
Yeah, when I started my spoken English journey, I used to maintain that diary where I used to write that I have to do practice for 5 hours today, 2 hours, this and that. So I did that for 2 and 3 years. But nowadays, I don't have any particular schedule. It is flexible if somebody is contact. But yes, but I can contact just I conduct online classes for my students. At that time, I cannot do sessions for YouTube and things. So it depends on my mood. It depends on the the time if I have to do something. But right now, I don't have just cut to cut any schedule that I have to do this in that time, apart from my classes.
Okay. And what do you think that how English has changed your life? Do you think that by learning this language, it has changed your life?
Exactly. Of course, I come from the commerce background and I wanted to go for commerce field. I wanted to become a chartered accountant, or maybe I would have been doing some banking things. But due to the English, I came into this field and I like it a lot because interacting with the people is so lively. I would say, because dealing with the numbers, dealing with the company's data is so, I would say, it's not lively. It is monotonous. Every day you have to make the balance sheet and things like that. But learning English gave me an opportunity to become a trainer, to become a YouTuber, to express my thoughts and get the credit of something which I do. That is very important, because what happens nowadays in every single department, you don't get the credit of something which you do. Your
Mhm.
boss is taking credit or some other people are taking credit and they are not appreciating you at all, right? It's very difficult to get appreciation in the corporate world. They do not appreciate you. So but here at least I get appreciation every day. People are appreciating me, they are learning something from my work and whatever I do. So that gives me satisfaction, and of course I like it. And English gave me this opportunity, otherwise I would have been doing the same kind of monotonous jobs.
That's true. Now here you are the owner of your own job. You can fix the time the way you want to. You can connect to people when you want to. But if you had been working in a corporate sector, you had to work only. You would have been working because of your boss, the way they would tell you to do like this way, right? Yeah.
Yes, and never ever they will appreciate you. Only maybe once in a year you can get a just certificate, but they are not going to appreciate you every day or once just. But on YouTube, every single day I get comments that, sir, your English is so good or something. That gives me motivation to work hard, and that just gives me positivity to go forward.
Yes, you deserve it. You deserve the
Thank
appreciation
you.
because the hard work you have put in. I have watched your videos. You mentioned that you have practiced for 10 hours in a day. And as you have mentioned that you have spoken to 20,000 people. It's not the easy task, right? You do have the willpower. You do have the passion. It is, I can say that, tangible. We can see it from outside as well. It is
Thank you. Exactly. I was quite excited, or I would say crazy in those days, to have more and more conversations. I tried multiple platforms, and always I wanted to get more level, more speakers. I wanted to talk to like 20 people, 25 people on a day, and I did as well.
great, great. That's why now you're here. That is the result. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. My another question is that in this English learning journey, have you ever realized that if you had known this before, your English would have been different? Any mistake or anything did you realize like that I should have known it before, or there is nothing like that?
I cannot say my journey was perfect, but of course, if I would have got some good trainers or the good mentors in my journey, I would have improved earlier, or I would have learned something better in a better way. But actually, I started with the right track. I would not say that I started with the wrong track, because what many people do, that they go through the grammar and they study grammar for years and years, but they do not start speaking. But I'm fortunate enough that I started speaking English from the first day onwards of my journey. So I'm really happy about it, that I chose a right path and that helped me to become a better speaker. Otherwise, I came across a lot of people and they say I am trying to learn English from 2015, 2010, 2018, but they're still not speaking English. They are not doing conversations. They are just maybe reading newspapers somehow here and there. They are watching English videos and English movies, or sometimes they are just writing something, but they are not speaking to people. So but I understood that speaking comes from speaking, because already I was little bit okay with my reading and writing, because I wrote exams in English, right? So what I needed to work on, that was spoken English. So I got a right track to work on spoken English, and I started speaking to people from first day onwards. But many people don't do it. So yes, but if I would have got some mentors, I would say nowadays I have many friends from the just English speaking countries, but earlier I was not privileged enough to get those people in my journey. But of course, this is the part of the journey. From the first day onwards, you cannot get native speakers, and why they will talk to you. The reason is why they will talk to you. If your
Yes.
English is terrible, you're not able to speak a single sentence, why they are going to talk to you? Right now, I can express my thoughts. I can help them with something, and they can help them. They can help me with their English. So that's how it works.
That's true. Even I also feel like to talk to people who is better than me because that is the best way to improve. by talking to good speakers and by getting the feedback from them. That is the thing I have observed. But it is quite difficult to find those people because they don't have time, and why should they talk to us if they are better than us, better than me? Yeah.
Exactly. That is the question actually we do not ask to ourselves, that why
Mm,
somebody is going to talk to me who is already established in their career, or maybe they're native speakers, right? If somebody comes to me and asks me to teach them Hindi every single day, why I will do it? I feel like, oh, it's monotonous. I will not do it. So only some people who have the mindset of this social service, or they want to do charity, they want to help others, they are retired, so
mm,
they have this mindset to help people to speak better English, or they have this actually, a love towards the language. They want their language to be everywhere. So those people only can do it. Otherwise, most of the people are busy with their work in earning money. So why they will do it for free? And living in the countries like Canada, USA, UK, you need to work really hard to survive there, right?
yes, even I have spoken to some Indian people. They are living in UK. They don't have that atmosphere much because they told me I connect to people, I talk to foreigners, but they don't rectify. So even I do have one student who is from UK, and he's learning from me because he told that I'm not able to make the sentences correctly because they don't rectify. Somehow, if I am able to make them understand, that is enough for them. So
Exactly. And second thing, what is the problem with the Indians? That Indians go to other country, but they make their own community. They do not talk to white people, right? If you would go to USA, there is a community, Indian community. They speak in
yeah,
Hindi, they speak in Punjabi. If you would go to Canada, there is a Punjabi community now. There is a small Punjab. People speak in Punjabi there. They don't need to speak English all the time, right? So that's how
mm,
somehow they manage. And right, somewhat it is good also because native speakers do not judge you a lot. They think this is a language and this is the medium of, like, understanding, right? So if they are
mm,
able to understand, they do not correct you a lot. But in India, oh my goodness,
mm,
sometimes people are doing a lot. They, if you're making even a single mistake, people will
mm,
judge you a lot. So that is also not good. But feedback is important, you're right. Living in the USA also, some people are not able to speak English because they never tried, or they just only they are able to manage from broken English.
true, true. Yeah. Okay. My next question is, what are the challenges you have faced? Okay, what are the challenges you have faced in your teaching journey?
What are the challenges I faced in my teaching journey? Teaching is something which I chose to be connected with the language, because what happens if I learned spoken English, but if I would go for becoming an accountant, then I would not be connected with the language a lot, right? Again, I would be busy with my own work. That's why I chose to be a trainer, that at least I would be connected with the language. But the
Mm,
challenge is, of course, because I'm not a very good trainer, I would say there are a lot of things to learn because I do not come from the English background. I come from the commerce background, right? And I did not pursue any particular course like beard or something, but I learned practically. I learned through practice, and that's what I'm teaching to people. So, what kind of challenges? Sometimes it is very difficult if I get students who are not able to speak even a single sentence. Some people are quite introvert, and it's very difficult. I feel like I get a headache. You need to ask 20 questions, 30 questions, and they will give answer yes, no, I go to school. Yes, I'm nice. I say to them, man, you are here to speak English, okay? And if you will not give detailed answers, how you are going to be better at it? So sometimes it's
mm,
very difficult to make them understand, and they are pretty. Uh, Actually, it's not all about English. It's all about their mindset. It's all about because they are quite introvert and they don't want to give a just a big answer. So that
mm,
happens. And apart from this, I'm learning a lot of things as a trainer also, because being a trainer also, that it does not mean that there is nothing to learn. There are many things to learn, that what kind of activities you can conduct for your students, how you can help them. But I just focus on all the practical things which are pretty helpful for a spoken English. I do not use pen and paper in a lot of theory. I do not go through a theory a lot. But
mm,
yeah, that's what challenges, or this kind of challenges I faced, that sometimes I get students with whom it is very difficult to deal with them. I don't know like how to train them. Sometimes I feel clueless. but I ask them to improve and try to speak as much as you, because speaking is the first step. If you're not
Mm.
speaking, how can I help you, right? I cannot hold your mouth and say like, speak.
Yes, yes, yes. Like I can, you can give the food, but you can't see for them. I'm giving one example like that.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
But yeah, but some people are just, they don't put efforts from their side, but at the end of the month they will ask you that, sir, I'm not improving. Man, you're not putting efforts, how can you improve, right?
true, true. This is the challenge I think every trainer is facing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. But apart from this, I enjoy my teaching and training journey, because
yes, yes.
I like interacting with my students. And then the students who are quite expressive, I like talking to them a lot. Of course, we discuss a lot of things related to everything. There is no foundation.
Yes, and it becomes quite easy, right? Effortless to give.
Yeah, exactly. Because the main goal is to interact as much as you can, right? But of course,
Yes.
all the time you cannot just expect such kind of students, right?
Hmm. I have asked many questions. This is the last question I'm going to ask for today. So my last question is that, do you have any dream to make your own coaching center or any kind of institution down the line?
Yeah, sure. Of course, I'm getting recommendation from many of my relatives to start an offline center. But
Hmm.
why I'm not doing it right now? Because if I'm gonna do just, what I feel, I need some people to manage that. Otherwise, I would be very much engaged with the offline things and I would not be able to focus on online. First point. Second point, I need an instant investment. Right now, I'm not in a position where I can invest money due to some responsibilities and family things. Okay, so because you need to invest. And third point, you need to work really hard if you are starting your offline institute. Otherwise, you are putting your money into vain, right? Because you need to compete with the other coaching institutes who are already there in the same city, right? You need to work really hard, you need to advertise, you need to provide them a great content. So that's how it works. But in future, of course, I would love to have my own institute, but I'm focusing more on online. If I will be able to get a good audience on my YouTube channel, I would love to focus on YouTube a lot more than an offline center. Because offline, why I don't like offline a lot? Because you get regional students, okay? But
Oh,
online, you get international students. You get people who are on a good level. You need to interact with them. Because if I teach here in Kanpur, I'll get some students who will ask me like, sir, कुत्ते को इंग्लिश में क्या कहते हैं? So that that is very difficult for me to deal with. And of course, it happened. I tried. Of course, I was there for 2 months and teaching English offline. Then I came across a lot of students who would ask a lot of nonsense questions, and that gave me something like, oh my goodness, it's I'm going to forget my English teaching to them. That's what I felt.
okay then, okay. On that note, let's call it a day for today. And I would like to thank you again for giving your precious time. I hope that definitely we'll meet soon again in future down the line when you will have some time. And it was really fruitful discussion with you. I hope that my audience, they will get definitely benefit from this video. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Ashutosh.
sure. Okay, thank you so much, Minwil. Thanks to you for inviting me, and it was really nice. You asked some wonderful questions. You gave me an opportunity to express myself, so thank you for that.
You're most welcome.